So TD shipment, we have three phases: scheduling, loading, and delivery confirmation. Scheduling, you can see this is loading and this is delivery confirmation. And the last screen it is vehicle. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Scheduling means when a manual bulk scheduling, manual and auto scheduling is there. Now
Okay,
we
sir.
are discussing manual scheduling. Scheduling means it's a planning.
Okay, sir.
Like you know that sales order. Sales order
Okay,
means
sir.
customer created an order. It's
Okay,
not
sir.
actualized. It's a planning. Sales order like contract. When you do the contract, it's a mutual agreement from one party to another party. Okay,
Okay,
we
sir.
both done the contract for a year, 2 years, 3 years, or multiple years. And when you
Okay, sir.
create an order, that time customer raise an order. Okay, I need that 100 units, and for that that is sold to. He has raised the order, and
Mhm.
then it has shipped to. It is delivered to the customer. Then the invoice party then raise the invoice.
Mhm.
When we talk about that shipment, like
Mhm.
scheduling part in TD shipment, scheduling means it's a planning. We
Mhm.
scheduled. After
Okay,
scheduled, in the scheduling, like as I mentioned, you can see in the screen, in the schedule part, in the delivery, always in the schedule part, what is the delivery? Outbound
okay,
delivery. Because inbound we are not using scheduling. Outbound always you use scheduling. Outbound
okay,
delivery.
sir.
Outbound, inbound, and reservation. In both three cases, scheduled means in that scheduling section, we use that document. Outbound means that SD, and inbound means when the purchase process are started. Reservation means some kind of reservation, means a stock reservation kind of things. We are doing that reservation. So for that reason, we always say it's a scheduling. And
Okay, sir.
vehicle assignment. In vehicle, what are the vehicle we are used? Who is the driver? What type of vehicle it is used? What is the vehicle number? Driver name? Driver, it's a registered driver or not? All those parameters are coming in the vehicle.
Okay, sir.
Like in vehicle, like all the compartment and all the details are coming.
Okay, sir.
Also in that, have you already seen that scheduling? You have that SAP screen, right? Scheduling, loading, delivery confirmation. Do you have that screen? Have you already seen that? How that
Uh,
screen looks like?
yes, sir. Screen I looks like, but cycle I have not seen, sir. Complete cycle I have not seen. The
Cycle you have not
sequence,
seen.
yes, sir. So
Hmm.
when we do some live time, that only maybe that time I'll get a fair idea. Sir, here I have one doubt.
Okay.
The scheduling, assignment of outbound, inbound, reservation. So these all are related to our bulk oil only, right, sir? Bulk petrol, diesel, that only.
Correct. Correct. Whenever we say TD shipment, that always it's a bulk. TD means
Bulk.
bulk. TD always bulk.
Okay, sir. So this in O4 F1, this all transaction happens, correct, na, sir?
Correct. O for F1, this is the standard transaction O for F1.
So now what
Like
you
you
are
know that
referring is,
standards in O for F1, like we are using like a TPP, transportation planning point. As you know, in the standard shipment also we're using TPP. Also bulk shipment we have TPP. Shipment type, what are the shipment type we are using? Whether it is a bulk material or bulk, there are different parameters are there. Country wise, based on the nature of that material, nature of that delivered process, we're using the shipment type, vehicle, and
okay,
delivery document. Come to that loading part. Loading, the
okay,
transaction code is O4G1.
okay, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
one thing I'll mention over here. O for F1, that is the create shipment. O for F2, that is the change shipment. O for F3, that is the display shipment.
Okay, sir.
Scheduling.
Okay, sir.
And O for G1. O for G1, that is the load confirmation, and create and change. We use only the single transaction, that is the O for G1.
Okay, sir.
We can create over here, and in the same transaction, we can change the load part.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
And you can see that, and in scheduling, we have status 1 and status 2, partially loaded
Yes.
and fully loaded. Means partially scheduled, fully scheduled.
Okay, sir.
And the scheduling, loading, and delivery confirmation, it has started with six status. Six status means your our delivery confirmation has done. The process has completed. Schedule,
Okay, sir.
whenever we say status 1 and 2, it's come under schedule part, partially scheduled and fully scheduled. And
Okay, sir.
loading means when you come about that status 3 and 4, partially loaded and fully loaded.
Okay, sir.
And in that loading transaction, we manually or automatically we enter loading storage location, enter that batch or valuation type, actual
Okay.
load quantity, because
Okay.
whenever we scheduled, we can differentiate whatever they scheduled, we can change that value in that loading while doing that loading. For example, like in the sales order, we have mentioned 100 quantity, but while the delivery, we do that 50 quantity, we do that delivery also PGI, we have done 50 quantity. In shipment
Okay,
also, you
sir.
can do the same process, whatever the scheduled, as I mentioned, it's a planning part. For example,
Mhm.
we do that 100 quantity we scheduled, 50 quantity we can do that loading.
Okay.
Here it comes that oil quantity calculation loading confirmation, quantity in different unit of measure. Oil quantity calculation and loading confirmation, QCA, quantity conversion. Conversion part
Okay.
always comes into that loading.
Okay, sir.
In that delivered scenario or pickup scenario, in delivered scenario, two steps it's coming. In pickup scenario, whenever I say pickup scenario, it's coming into the delivery, and the delivered scenario, it's coming into that loading. Loading means entity shipment. O4FG1, it's coming into that loading part, quantity conversion.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
And
Sir, this pickup scenario, delivery scenario, what is the difference, sir? Delivery means from, say, plant to customer, plant itself delivering. That is okay, sir. Pickup scenario means what is that, sir?
Pickup scenario means, that delivered scenario and pickup scenario. The difference between delivered and pickup scenario is pickup scenario, customer come to your premises and he take his own vehicle and he
Okay.
do that loading
Okay,
and
sir.
unloading. He do that loading part, and that we come and we mention it's a pickup scenario. We are not
Okay.
using our own vehicle. Customer using his own vehicle.
Okay. Okay, sir.
When we are using our own vehicle,
Okay, sir.
that time we come it as and we mention it's a delivered scenario.
Okay, sir.
And as I mentioned, like scheduling status 1 and status 2. Status 1 partial scheduled and create of TD shipment. We can say in that partial scheduled, fully scheduled. Then vehicle assignment, driver assignment, compartment, all the details should be in clean and clear. That time we can say it's a fully scheduled. Loading,
Okay.
whenever we say loading, it's a partially loaded and fully loaded. Partially loaded means enter loading storage location, enter load batch validation type, enter actual loading quantity, oil quantity conversion, and quantity in different unit of measure. That time we
Okay.
say it's a partially loading. Fully loading means this parameter should come. Enter loading storage location, enter load batch validation type, enter actual loading quantity, oil quantity calculation and loading confirmation, quantity in different unit of measure.
Okay,
Whenever we
sir.
say delivery
Difference.
confirmation, sorry.
Sir, differ here partially loaded means, say, out of, say, for example, sales order 100 KL is there. So if he's taking 50 means that is partial. It comes like that, sir. This partial and complete loaded. That is the difference.
Partially loaded and fully loaded, the difference between, see, if you do that partially loading, then you cannot do that at delivery confirmation. So partially loaded means our loading has not completed. Partially loaded, for example, as you said, like 100K, we are doing that scheduling, and 50K, we are doing that loading. How come it will be possible? When you
Okay.
do that, we can do that 50. If you take that 50K, then 50K we do that fully loaded. We can take
Okay.
scheduled, as I mentioned, while doing that scheduling, 100 quantity we can use. But
Okay, sir.
there are some issues with that. Some product might be it has broken, or some, that quality issue that product, then we have used only 50 quantity. Then 50 quantity
Okay.
we do that fully loading. Okay, so whenever you see that status 3 and the status 4, these parameters are coming, you can see
Okay.
that enter loading storage location. Here also it is mentioning entering
Same.
loading storage location, enter load batch valuation, enter quantity in these both are status 3 and 4. These things are there, but while doing that save, there are a few errors are coming, like excise duty issues. Sometimes that some batch issue, some issues are coming.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
that time
Okay.
we correct and recorrect those details and do that fully loaded. Then after doing that fully loaded, that the delivery confirmation coming. Delivery confirmation means partially confirmed or fully confirmed. And okay, before coming to that point, that like bulk shipment type. Uh, any idea about that shipment type? Standard shipment might be, you know that.
So this
Do you know that
TD, I
about
know
the
that.
shipment? Bulk?
Yeah,
Just
that
tell me about that
TR.
shipment type. Shipment
No.
type normally we
Mhm.
mentioned over here shipment type. So normally we use shipment type. What is the shipment type? Shipment type means what kind of that mode of transport we are using.
Okay.
Whether we are using truck, rail, pipeline, ship. These are
Okay.
the mode of transport. These are the transport we are using while delivering the product, like whether it is a truck, whether it is a rail, pipeline, or ship.
Okay.
Always, whenever we use daily shipment, that time always, mostly 90% chances we have used
Okay.
truck or rail. But in
Okay.
HM process, TSW process, we use pipeline, ship. In that case, we under sometimes rail. But truck,
Okay.
whenever we say truck, that time we use always steady shipment. For example, like using the bulk shipment type, it is possible to determine the means of transport like road, sea, air, etc. for the shipment. And
Okay.
additionally, it is possible to define the shipment unit of measure. All shipment quantities are converted to the shipment unit of measure, and which is unit of measure to display the planning quantities during the scheduling at the time. And
Okay, sir.
transportation planning point. Any idea on this? What is transportation planning point?